incredible. Love the way you roll, straight up on your toe. Oh, 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 oh. You just made a show, my sexy cameo. Now you're in the spotlight.
My name is Bluey Robinson. I'm from South London. Been singing since I was about 4 or something like that. I've always loved it. Always wanted to be an artist and be a singer, and just been working for a while, and now it seems like things are finally coming together.
For those that don't know, you was born in Sweden, but you was raised in London.
Yeah.
How much did being born in Sweden have an influence on your music?
I mean, personally, I don't think it had too much influence, just because I didn't really grow up there. Like I was born there and I stayed there for like maybe 3 months, and came straight back to England with my mum and that. I don't know, it might, maybe subconsciously, because people, when I tell people that I'm Swedish, they're like, oh, what's up? Yeah, you're Swedish. That explains it. That explains what? He's like, yeah, you're just not typical London thing. I'm like, well, I grew up here, innit? So I don't know, maybe it does, but I can't really pinpoint anything right now.
Girl, if there's a ticket, I've got to buy it. Would I miss you for the world? Cause you're more than some listen movie sight. You deserve it all, girl. Can you hear them screaming? Yeah.
A lot of people would argue that it's taken a long time for Bluey Robinson to come out with his second single, signed in 2009 to Sony. What's taking so long, man?
I signed in 2009 at the end of the year, and then started working on my album, and like at the time, people at my label wanted me to work with different producers and like kind of experiment with different producers, see what I would get out of it. And at the time I was still kind of new to this whole industry, like this music label kind of world. And then we thought we work with the label, we don't want to start going in making all these demands saying I don't want to work with these people, because that could come back and bite you in the ass later on, And at the time I was working with Labrinths, and he started my album, and me and him understand each other. He understands what I'm trying to do. He started the foundations of my album. We did it together, and I just feel like he really got me, and like I wanted to have more time with him to develop my music and that. But labels, politics and stuff, and they wanted me to go in with different producers who've had quote unquote hits. So I went in with different producers and stuff like that, and I did get some good stuff, but I always felt like the vibe that I had with Lab was just perfect. Like I knew that he was just a guy, And then I got a couple of good songs here and there. And then after that, the label started went a bit crazy. Like everybody got fired. The heads started downsizing and getting a whole new team in, basically. So everybody I signed to is gone. Like everyone, like a lot of artists got dropped. My A&R, the head of the label, marketing people, everyone kind of left. So it kind of left us in a position where we didn't really know what was going to happen with me, if I was going to get dropped or what. So a couple months we just kind of couldn't really do much, couldn't release any music or anything like that. And then I kind of just did a mixtape, did my YouTube stuff just to keep my name out there. And now it seems like it's finally coming back together. With
the current single Showgirl out now in 2011. So like you was working with Labrinths like early, before the whole blow up of like him working with Tiny and Frisky and Pass Out and that. So how did that relationship begin, man? How did you get connected with Labrinths?
He was working with he knows some of my friends. Actually, some people I went to primary school with, funnily enough. But I met him through Master Shorty, who was working on his album at the time. And Shorty said, yeah, come down to the studio, and I knew who Lab was already because of just mutual friends and stuff, but I'd never really seen him work or anything. So I went down to the studio in Wood Green, and he was like an hour and a half late, and we were like just waiting, and I was like, bruv, I'm going, this is long, I'm not waiting for this dude. He's taking the mix, you know what I mean? And then Shorty was like, nah, just wait, bruv, please. Once he gets here, once you see what he can do, it's gonna be more than worth it. I was like, alright, cool. And then he came now, all blasé, like, oh, you're right. I was like, yeah, cool. And then went into the studio now, and me and Shorty already had a song that we come up with called Space to Breathe. And then he heard what we was doing, and he just kind of went into his zone. Just started making the sickest, illest beat. I was like, nah, this guy is just on another level. Like I'd never seen a producer kind of work like that. And then from then I was just like, yeah, when I do my own stuff, that's who I want to work with, And he's young, like he's art age. and like he just had a good vibe from then, man, and I just always knew that he was wicked.
So how would you actually break it down to how Labyrinth is in the studio? Because like, you know, speaking to like Yasmin, you know, Tiny, and speaking to Miss Dynamite, this guy's like some mad professor in the studio, and you've witnessed it, man. So how would you break it down?
He kind of is, like, he's knowledgeable. Do you know what I mean? Like he's knowledgeable on music. Like he locked himself away for like 4 years. You know, he didn't have much. Even now, he's not got much of a social life. His social life is in the studio. If anything, you come there and hang out with him, you know, and it's just good vibes. He's a good spirit, and he's about, what's he about? He's about making a change, making something that's impactful, that's going to impact the music industry, because he's kind of boring just doing the same generic malarkey that people just churn out all the time, you know. He wants to do something that's going to change the game a little bit, and that's going to be remembered, which is exactly what I want to do. So that's why we've got on so well, man. He's a wizard, proper professor. Because
your music at the moment is quite soulful, you know, and a lot of like R&B artists, not just UK, worldwide, even rap artists UK, worldwide, are going down the dance and electro route. Is that a route that you could see Bluey Robinson going down 2011 or in the near future?
I mean, right now, nah, I wouldn't really say so. There's couple things I like. I like dubstep, a little bit of dubstep. I'd like to do something that was a bit soulful dubstep, soulful house kind of thing. But in terms of like poppy dance, kind of Kesha, Black Eyed Peas stuff that they're putting out now, it's not really appealed to me so much. Yeah, it don't really appeal to me so much. No, so I couldn't really say. Unless there was a song that I really genuinely did love, I wouldn't really be doing that kind of music, no.
Well, speaking to Terry Walker recently, you know, she came out, she was signed 2003, 2002 time. She is a UK R&B soul artist. She spoke of the struggles coming through the UK, you know what I mean, being a UK R&B artist, you know what I mean, as opposed to a rap artist or a grime artist. How do you feel about those struggles? Have you felt any of those?
I mean, there's always going to be struggles and stuff, but I mean, personally, there's a lot of soul, neo soul kind of singers in the UK, but I think you have to find a way of differentiating yourself from the rest and like bring out your true personality in your music. Don't kind of just do, because there's some songs I hear, it's like it could be anyone literally. It's the same as in pop, you know, or R&B. Like there's songs that just sound like generic pop, but generic R&B or like soul kind of songs. So I think you have to kind of find a little bit of a niche, a little bit of an angle to differentiate yourself and let people see that you got a different vibe to bring to the table. But also I think people like to hear music. They like to hear good music that they can feel, as well as, you know, the poppy stuff and grime and that, and, you know, rap and that. They like to hear something a bit more that they can connect with their soul a bit more, you know.
We're in a generation era at the moment where a lot of the UK urban music is having an impact on the pop charts. Like not many R&B, UK R&B or soul artists apart from Tyler Cruz are making an impact. You have to really go back far. You know what I mean? There hasn't been something of like a soul to soul that's had an impact. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think right now at the top of my head, the closest person would be Craig David. That's the only other guy I can think of, and he did really well. He even went, you know, broke America a bit in that. I think it's about time, to be honest, that we had some good vibes, singers, soulful. I mean, whatever you want to class us as, you know, just something that brings a bit of soul to it.
But then they've been very few and far between, because like I went back to soul, that you did have Craig David, and you kind of had Miss Dynamite, who was doing like the spitting kind of vocal thing as well. But you know, the current crop of things, you got Louis Kessian, Taylor Riley, Cleo Soul, Yasmin. As the new crop of artists. How does Bluey Robinson fit into that, man?
I mean, I fit well because like we were all from, you know, we all live in London. We all about roughly the same age. We all know each other and like chasing the same thing. But at the end of the day, I'm myself. You know, them guys are them guys, and I'm myself. Like they're all individuals, you know. But me, I kind of pride myself on staying true to what I'm about and doing something that you can go, that's Bluey Robinson, you know, or that's. You know, that's I know that voice. I know that style. I can recognize it. You know, like I fit in because I'm a singer and I'm chasing the same thing, but at the same time I'm doing my own thing as well.
Being a UK R&B artist yourself, who have been like your influences out of the UK coming up as a new artist?
Stevie Wonder.
UK.
Oh, UK.
influences.
Sorry. Oh, out of the. I think it meant out of the. Okay. Who've been my influences? I suppose like we listen to UB40, Phil Collins. People always compare me to Terence Trent D'Arby, but people think he's English, but he's not. He's American. What's
He
up,
spent a
Stucky?
lot of time out here.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Who else? I can't even think right now. I listened to a lot of Craig David when he was about. I thought his stuff was wicked.
Do you write a lot of your own material?
Yeah. Everything that brought, like I Know, Showgirl was written by me and Labrinths together. But there's like 2 songs on the album so far that I didn't write, which I think are wicked.
Oh, girl, I see you deep in the zone. You made me want to give you a microphone so you can go and sing my song. I'll be waiting in the wings for you to leave me back on. Maybe we can do this all night long. Have the people screaming, yeah, yeah.